So news out today is that Helen Zille may consider standing as mayor of Johannesburg in the local government elections, which are to take place late in 2026. And it is a very, very interesting situation if that does come to pass. For starters, just to explain, as I understand, she is currently the federal chairperson of the Democratic Alliance. But they are going to have their conference early in 2026, and in all likelihood, she is going to stand down from that position. So that leaves Helen Zille with a great reputation, a big reputation, and time on her hands. What does this actually mean? It means, for starters, something that we've made a lot of noise on these channels before, and that is the Democratic Alliance taking Gauteng seriously? Nothing in their past behavior over the last 10 years seems to suggest that they even give a care about Gauteng. We saw Herman Mashaba when he was mayor. Then there was a whole question mark over how he lost that position, and the DA seemed to surrender that position almost. We had Mpho as the mayor of Johannesburg, and when that started to spiral out of control, the DA was nowhere to be seen to support her as she tried to cling to the mayoralty. And then, of course, we had the debacle in the city of Tshwane, where most notably absent was any senior person from the Democratic Alliance fighting to keep Villiers-Brink as mayor of the city of Tshwane, whereas the ANC had all of their senior people out there. And I've long wondered whether the DA had lost the stomach for the fight in Gauteng and the northern provinces, where politics is far from serene. This does indicate, if it does happen, that the DA are taking Gauteng quite seriously, which then raises, let's say it does happen and she does stand as mayor. How seriously are the other parties, especially the ANC, taking Gauteng? I mean, let's face it, we've got little old Dada Marero as our mayor in Johannesburg, the man who famously said when he took the job, don't expect me to do anything because I'm not going to do anything. And he's been true to his word. He's done absolutely nothing as mayor of Johannesburg. And before that, we had a series of puppet mayors, guys from small parties that were being directed. And one could argue that we've got a mayor from a small party in the city of Tshwane that replaced the Democratic Alliance, and that is Action SA's Dr. Nasipi Moya, who is doing a good job in Gauteng, but she is always there, and there's any chance that at any moment the ANC could pull the rug from under her. So what does the ANC do next? Do they put in a serious candidate? I mean, Johannesburg has always sort of been the place where you kind of put your worst up as mayor. We had stumbling, bumbling Abram Masondo, forever. He was terrible. Parks Tau, who was the guy who set Johannesburg on its collision course with disaster. It hasn't been the place for the best and finest positions. Perhaps South Africa is finally joining the rest of the world, where a mayor can create a very, very big political name for themselves if they run those cities well. If you look at many developed countries, often the step before you become president or prime minister of a country is to become mayor of a very significant city. There's a crazy statistic out of Germany where, I don't know, most of their chancellors, which is their president equivalent, have been mayor of a major city, usually Berlin. And Boris Johnson was mayor of London and became Prime Minister of England. So this has got some history, and perhaps it's time for South Africa to do this. And it also means that the metros get taken seriously. But the most important question is, how successful will Helen Zille's campaign be to become mayor of Johannesburg? Now, we do understand that she's always been a divisive figure in South African politics. Nobody likes a straight-talking woman in South Africa. We are not fond of that, especially one who is white, regardless of the fact that she's got a magnificent history in struggle politics. She has never been overly popular in the black community, and now she's going to come to Gauteng, which has got very, very different demographics to what Cape Town did when she became mayor. And the question is out as to what is more important. Is it going to be racial solidarity or the awareness that Johannesburg needs to do something? It's on the slippery slope to absolute chaos. If you live in Johannesburg, you'll understand what I mean. Every single service has collapsed almost to the point that it no longer exists. We already, the roads and traffic lights and street lights are, third world. That would be, kind. Water doesn't run out of the taps. City power gives power when they like it, and we charged exorbitant rates for the lack of service. By her standing as the mayoral candidate, I got a feeling that people like the ANC had better put in a big candidate with a far better track record than somebody like Dada Moreira. It's very interesting, but local politics are suddenly getting taken a lot more seriously than before. We'll keep an eye on this.